everyone, welcome to week 3 of the Allison Davis 4x6 class. And I do apologize that this is going up a little later in the week than my other ones have been, but we were on vacation. So my plan was to do the voiceover before we left and have the video scheduled, but life happens and that just didn't happen. So this sketch I was not sure about this sketch. I'm going to be completely honest. Probably out of all of them, although it's been a while since I've looked at them, but probably this one was my least favorite. At least that's what I thought. And then once the layout's done, I actually kind of like it more than I thought by just looking at it. But yeah, I was really very unsure of what I wanted to do with this sketch. Um, I don't know. There was just something about, I think maybe it was just a lot more different than it usually is. And so, a lot of my pages are, but I found these photos and I have quite a bit of this collection left over, but not a ton. This is still using I think it's Fun at the Park by Doodlebug. And I knew that I had some of this teacup paper, so you can see the teacup paper that I have there on the screen. And I don't have very many pictures of us on the teacups. Basically, that my husband can't ride them. First of all, they make him very sick, and now my son, we've learned, has gets very motion sickness pretty easily, so he can't ride them. So these are probably the only pictures, other than the extra little teacup they have where you can sit in and just take pictures. These are probably the only photos I will have of us in the real teacup. So anyways, I am going to go ahead and go forward with this because I wanted to use up, there was some teacup ephemera in the pack, the ephemera pack. And so I thought maybe I would give this a try. The other reason I wanted to use this collection is because you can see my son there on the bottom photo that I'm gluing down now. His shirt is like red and black, and that was not planned, but it actually works out pretty well because this Doodlebug collection has a lot. Well, it has extra colors like the teal color. It does have some blacks in it, and so I was thinking that this would be a good collection to use for this. Now, I did contemplate saving these photos because they would work really well with the new Simple Stories collections. And if you haven't seen those, then let me tell you, they are awesome. I will leave a link below if you are a Disney fan and have not seen the new, basically, park collections from Simple Stories, then go check out the link because I'm in love with them. I have been begging a company to do, basically the papers are, it's like by theme, by the park in the parks, the parks in the park. So it's like, Adventureland, Tomorrowland, etc. So again, I will leave a link below to those, and just pre-warn you, if you're a Disney fan, you'll love those. Also, let me know below if you have already purchased those, if you saw them and bought them up as quick as you could, just like I did. I know that I am on a save money spree for this year, but I let myself buy everything from that collection, just letting you know. And you will probably see some layouts coming up. I haven't done anything yet at this point with them, but I definitely have a lot of Disney photos to do. So those will be coming up. The one thing I do want to say that I did a little different is I did cut down one of the 4x6s. So the sketch calls for 3 4x6 photos on each side of the layout. And you can see that I cut one in the middle down just like 1/8 of an inch off so that there could be a little bit of white space in between the photos because they are, so similar in colors. I thought that that would just give it just a little something, a little space, a little place for your eye to rest. when I first glued that one photo down on the left-hand page, I was kind of regretting it, and I started thinking, oh man, I'm not sure if I like that, but actually looking at the layout now, I think that I'm glad that I did that. So that is one thing that I did that was just a little different. Other than that, I basically follow the sketch pretty closely. These pattern papers are cut to exactly what she has on the sketch itself. I've seen, if you are part of the Facebook group, I've loved seeing everybody's interpretations of this sketch. It's neat to see what everybody has done with it. And especially since, like I said, I wasn't really sure about this sketch at first. I don't really know why, but I think it was just kind of different for me. I think I was thrown off by like all the photos in the middle and then the sides and then having the banners on one side. I saw somebody who cut the banners shorter. On the right hand page, you can see where it has the strips going all the way to the edge. Somebody had them not go all the way to the edge, and I liked that as well. So um, here are the teacup pieces of ephemera that I was mentioning that I had from this collection. So I will say my title is going to be Teacups, and not really thinking about it being Mad Hatter's Tea Ride or Tea Party, whatever the name of the actual ride is. So my title is going to end up being Teacups. And I thought about changing it so it could be the right thing, but then I thought, you know what, when we're talking about it, when we're in the park as a family, we say you want to ride the teacups or there's the teacups or so I'm actually glad that we did that because that's what we call it. We don't actually call it the actual name. Um, so uh, yeah, just throwing that little tidbit of information out there. So on her sketch, she also calls for some journaling in a little box over here on the right hand side. And I'm going to go back and forth. The ones that I wanted to use of these journaling strips that I absolutely love, they were kind of the wrong size. So the colors that I wanted to use all seemed to be too long, the long ones. And then the short ones here, like I didn't really, at first I thought that bow, that Minnie Mouse bow, I thought, okay, that's not going to look really good there because it's about the teacups. It doesn't really match. But then I realized this is a Disney layout and she's part of Disney. So in all honesty, I kind of actually don't mind it. And that is the journaling card that I'm going to end up using. The one thing that I'm kind of struggling with here is you can see the blue teacup is right next to the blue journaling box. And I put the blue one over there temporarily because I was thinking about possibly using that magical memories sticker. And looking at it on the screen, I actually really kind of like it, but I just wasn't feeling it the day that I made this layout. So, but that's why I have the blue teacup over there, was to kind of bring over a different color, but I wasn't liking the blue. I just felt like it was kind of half hidden there. And now you can see I'm playing around. I didn't really want the red also there because it's right next to that red pattern paper. So I was going back and forth quite a bit, and I decided, you know what, I'm just going to work on the cluster parts that I do know that I do like. And so I'm going to go ahead. I know I like this journaling box. Out of all the ones I tried, it stands out the best over those pattern papers and right next to the photos. I liked the plaid one that I had originally tried, but it was too much. I think it just wasn't working for me either. Um, I do have that faster, faster. I thought that went pretty well with, you know, the teacups because you do have the ability to spin it as you kind of want. Um, and then I also have that black banner that says again, again, or something like that. Yeah, that's what it says. Um, and I kind of thought I put that there because I kind of thought, if anything else, it's a little bit ironic to say again, again, because my journaling is going to talk about how this is probably the only time you'll see pictures of us on this ride. So I put that on there more just to be ironic than anything. So um, yeah, it does make it on the layout, by the way. But you are going to see that I'm going to go back and forth quite a few times with different ephemera pieces, and just I really was struggling with what to put, and I think it has to do again with that pattern paper that's behind it, because I wanted the teacups. That blue one is just not sticking out enough to me at this point. And I do go ahead and I believe I glue it down, but I'm going to just keep working on the clusters. I'm going to go back and forth. I wasn't sure how I wanted to do the title, so this layout was definitely a struggle for me, but I'm happy with the end result. That camera, I liked that camera because I felt like it brought out the blacks that are on in the page, and also again on my son's shirt. It does look like it looks like I'm wearing a black shirt maybe, but my other son's shirt's like a dark blue, but it still goes together pretty well. Now here's where I decided, okay, I'm going to come over here and see what I want to do, and I just barely have that sticker sitting there. Again, looking at it on the screen, I actually really kind of like it, but you can see here that I change it up a little. So this is some black foam that I've had for years, and I don't know, I recently rearranged a couple things in my room, and basically I have like specialty papers in some little storage folders, and I never really reach for them. And so since I've moved my room around a little bit, I've reached for them twice now, and I'm loving it. So I went to look to see if there was any kind of black something that I could make my own title out of. These are alphabet. I made these letters with alphabet dies from scrapbook.com. Again, I love their alphabet dies. I've talked about them before. I will leave a link to them below because they are very reasonably priced, in my opinion. When it comes to alphabet dies, you can pay a lot of money, but scrapbook.coms are amazing. And I like it because a lot of times you will get uppercase and lowercase. So, like I said, that is some black foam that I have, and it is sticky. I don't know, adhesive backed, I guess is the word you would use. So I went ahead and I cut out a couple letters, and I really liked how it's sparkly. I don't know how well you can see that in the video, but I liked the black again to bring out the black, and I just kind of like the sparkly. I think at the time I was thinking I would add glitter pin or something to other elements on the page to kind of bring the sparkle around the page, but to be honest, I completely forgot to do that, and I probably won't change anything now. So I'm just trying to find something now that will help the titles stand out, and at the same time it will help, something fun to put the title on. So after playing, I had to turn off the video because I was literally going back and forth with so many things. And I finally came across that black and white piece of ephemera and decided to go with that. And that also made it so that I could bring the blue teacup back over to this left-hand side. And now the yellow and red ones are on the other side by the journaling box, and they stand out a little better against the blue journaling box. And then I came across the stickers, and I thought, how fun would it be to kind of stack these? I know the teacups aren't stacked on the ride, but I don't care. I put these together. I couldn't find a yellow one. I was kind of hoping for a yellow one, but the three of them are okay there. So I'm going to stack these little guys here and on the left-hand side, and just kind of have them. And then after I stack them, one of the things that you might have to look for, I don't know if I do it on camera or not, but I find one of the little hippos that is made for, oh, here he is. Maybe I do it on camera, but this little hippo guy, he's supposed to be, Jungle Cruise little hippo, but the way he looks like he's sitting out of the cup, I thought it was super cute. So I decided to go ahead and put him on top of the teacups there. And I just thought that was just a little bit of added fun. Plus it also brings out the gray in my son's shirt as well. So just going to play around now with a little bit more ephemera, but really there's not a lot more to this layout than what you see here. I play around a little bit. I add a couple of word stickers around. Like I said, I'm going to use that black one that says again, again. It's going to go in the right hand side. I thought about this best day ever sticker, but I have it there for a little while, and you can see I even push it down because I thought, hey, I kind of struggle with using those, and I thought I kind of liked it there, but it's not going to stay there. I don't know. I think it's the polka dots next to the polka dots is what throws me off on that. If it had been a solid red, I probably could have went with it. Um, and I'm also trying to remember the yellow because the yellow is, so I have that yellow tag. So I have the yellow teacup on the right and the yellow tag on the left-hand side. So when you're making your clusters, keep it in mind, look at the colors, make sure your colors are spread around in all the clusters and not, all red on one side or all blue, unless that's how your layout is supposed to be, if you're going for that kind of monochromatic cluster. That might be actually kind of fun to do. So the still shot photos are coming up and I will get this video up today. It will take a little while to process, but you guys don't even know. You won't even know until it's already up and you're watching it. But I do add 3 clusters of enamel dots and 3 clusters of enamel stars around, and they're both in different locations, just to kind of add something a little more to the page and make it a little more fun and busy. So there you can see the hippo, and then I also went with some black Nuvo drops and added a little bit of dimension to the teacup eyes you can see there. So that is my layout. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys like this. Now I need to go and get to work on next week's layout, so hopefully I can get it up on time. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.